Good evening. On behalf of JDS Video, welcome to the 1993 Jim Raper Memorial Super Dirt Cup. Talking to a two-time winner, Tim Green, 83 and 86. Tim, hard to believe 10 years you won your first one.
Yeah, I know, it makes you feel old, Mac. But yeah, I've had some good success up here. I've had some bad times too, but all in all, I like it, and I'm looking forward to hopefully winning this year.
How has the cast of characters changed, the drivers you race with down south and up here? Has it changed a lot over the years?
Well, yeah, in some ways it has. You know, I think sprint car racing's come a long way as far as the professionalism of the sport. You know, the guys have been working really hard, the crews and the teams and the managers and stuff, and it's really come a long way in that respect. The racing's still good. It's probably, if anything, it's more competitive now than it was when I first started, you know, because before, if you were brave enough and, you know, run hard enough and had pretty good equipment, you could win races. Now there's a lot of good cars, and I think there's the guys that have been winning in the past are still winning, but the guys, the times between first fast time and say 10th fast time are a lot closer, so it makes it a lot tougher. And I think it's better for the fans. You know, it makes it better racing and stuff like that. And that's what we're here to do, is put on a show for the fans. So I think that's the biggest improvement.
Is it possible to get an 11.9 lap of this track? I think the track record's 12.4, 12.3. Is an 11.9 possible?
Oh, I think it is. You know, we ran in 11s a couple of times this year at Chico. You know, down in California. I think Randy Tyner's got the track record at 11.8 something. You know, and I heard Greg DeCaris went 11.8 or 11.3 at Cottage Grove. So the track records keep going down and down and down. You know, and I think it's due to the technology of the cars and the tires and the motors. And you know, if the race track is, you know, prepared right, and when someone gets on at the right time, and I'm sure there's no problem. It could happen. Unfortunately, I would like to see it for me to happen. I qualified to do a pretty early number tonight, so if the racetrack's right, maybe I'll get it.
Now, how long have you been with Virgil Laniowen?
Actually, it's kind of ironic. We were talking about that today. I started driving for Virgil in 1986, the week after this race in '86, when I won it, my last dirt cup in Sam Bailey's car. And I told him, I says, you know, Virgil, this is a deal where, you know, if we get together, we can win some races and hope I can win you some dirt cups. Well, I've yet to win a dirt cup for Virgil Owen, you know, but his cars won it when Jimmy won it in 1988 when I was hurt. And I've been up here a few times in Virgil's car, and I've run, the best I've run is second twice and third twice or something like that. So hopefully this year I can jump on and get a win for him. And you know, he's a great car owner. You know, he's a great friend of mine, and he's definitely helped me develop as far as a driver and as a person. And there's no way I could have done what I've done without him.
Seems to me drivers and owners, the long family life doesn't seem to last long anymore. But you guys have been together long enough that probably one of the longer teams.
Yeah, you know, that's true. We have been together since '86, and you know, when I first came into this deal, me and Virgil sat down a few times in his office back in Milpitas, and I told him what I was looking for, and he told me what he was looking for, and you know, I was looking for something that was going to be a long-term deal for me, because I've been bouncing around the country. You know, I'd have 2 or 3 rides in 1 year, sometimes 5 rides in 1 year, and a couple times I had rides that lasted for a couple years at a time. You know, but you know, as you get older, and I had a little boy that, you know, that we just had, and I was starting to look towards the future, and Virgil gave me the prospect of something there, and I kind of worked at it, and it's been working out so far, and I don't see it changing, and hopefully it doesn't change.
How many more dirt cups for Tim Green?
Oh, I don't know. As long as I keep having a good time and I keep winning races, and you know, people keep treating me the way they are, and you know, I enjoy coming up here. It's a long way down from California, but you know, it's worth the trip once you get up here. You know, the people are great, and I'll keep coming up here as long as I can. So I keep hopefully I can win as many as Jimmy did, but I don't know if that'll ever happen, because Jimmy, he's real strong up here, and you know, so we'll just have to wait and see what happens. But I hope to keep coming up here for a few more years yet.
Tim, final question: what would it take to get the dirt cup to the next level? It got so far, you know, $90,000. It's still, you know, not attracting names from across the country. It's mostly the fact, the track location. There's not enough tracks around for like trail races going in.
Well, I think the biggest thing that would help change, if you're talking about like World of Outlaw type caliber cars, unfortunately, would be a schedule change, because the World of Outlaws, they got a real vigorous schedule, and when they're racing around the Dirt Cup time in June, they're down. Well, I think this weekend they're in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Normally they're in Texas, and the only way that you're going to get the Outlaws to come out here is to schedule it when they come out here. And
September. Then.
Yeah, I would say either September, or like, of course, up until this year they've been coming out in February and March, which is a really tough season for you guys, I know, with all the rain and stuff. But that would be the only way I could see it happening, because this is definitely the premier race on the West Coast, and everybody, you know, I mean, it's probably the only race in the Western United States that gets, you know, front page coverage on the National Speed Sport News and Sprint Car Magazine when someone wins it, you know. So it's definitely a race that people talk about, but unfortunately it doesn't reach the national recognition because of that fact. If they happen to change the schedule where they ran it in September or something like that, I think you would probably get Ted Johnson to come up here and run his deals, and it would probably raise to that level then. But until then, you know, I don't think it's ever going to get in. It'll continue to get bigger, because you guys keep working at it. It gets bigger and better every year, you know, which I think is great. But that's the only way it's going to change. And I know Ted's not going to bend, because he's got commitments in the Midwest. So, it's something that you guys are going to have to come together with, or else just deal with it the way it is. And in my own personal opinion, I like it the way it is because it's a good break for us in the middle of the summer, and when the Outlaws come out in the fall, we got a tough season out there anyway. So personally, I like it the way it is. I don't see it. I hope it doesn't change, but if it does, then that's fine too. I'll race here whenever I can.
Right. Tim, always great talking with all the best of luck this weekend. Hopefully we're talking to you again maybe in the winter circle one of these nights, maybe Saturday.
I hope so. I mean, my team, we've struggled a little bit this year, but we've put a lot of effort to the car this week, and hopefully we get a couple good breaks and the driver doesn't mess up too bad. We'll be in the winter circle.
All right. Tim Green and the number 14 Virgil Anion sprinter here at the Skagit Speedway.
And prize money on the line over the next 3 nights, including a whopping $12,000 to the feature winner on Saturday night. Some of the biggest names in sprint car racing from the West Coast are here this weekend. Many of them in the pit area here tonight. We look forward to tonight's racing action. And of course, tomorrow night, the same format that we have had the last couple of years. We will start off with hot lap sessions, followed by qualifying, 4 8-lap heat races, a 20-lap B main event, and a 25-lap A main event, both tonight and tomorrow night. The point system, again in effect this year, points earned through qualifying, the heats and the main events. All racing lined up fully inverted, both tonight and tomorrow night. And then Saturday night's races will be lined up straight up according to the accumulated point standings. I'm Fred Ranner Jr., Randy Pratt. Dave Hale will be in the pit area. Kelly Hart also upstairs with me. We look forward to bringing you the action here this racing weekend. Wherever you've traveled from to be with us here, we welcome you to the dirt track capital of Skagit Speedway. And without further ado now, before our hot laps tonight, we ask you all to please rise, remove your hats, and stand at attention and join Randy Pratt for the national anthems.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all thy sons command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true North strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Thank you very much, Randy Pratt, race fans, with your national anthem.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this fine young gentleman I have next to me, of course, is Jamie KBY. Jamie, we didn't really expect to see you up here for the Dirt Cup. How did you get hooked up with the race car that you're running?
Well, I just started making a few phone calls around, and just whoever I could really get a hold of, and Kelly I was really keen on driving for, so I just kept on hounding him, and finally I got the ride.
Kelly Keene's going to trust you with that beautiful 23K car. Now, you've been around this racetrack a couple of times. You won the 360 show last summer. What does it take to win a Dirt Cup here?
I don't know, I guess just be as faster than anybody else.
Can you do that?
Well, I hope so. You know, I'm here to try and do my best, and I hope my best is good enough.
Now, you have not got any seat time in that car whatsoever, have you?
No.
You nervous about that?
No, not really. I've been driving a few different cars all this year, which has been good experience for me. So I just hope I can adapt pretty quick.
Tell us a little bit about what you've been doing since the season started.
Season over here?
Yes.
Well, I started racing the 3F car early in the year. We've done a few races. Then I started racing a bit more 410 stuff, and drove for Bob Consani, and driving for Dwayne Starr right now.
You're enjoying this stuff, aren't you?
Yeah, it's great.
You like Skagit Speedway?
Yeah, it's a beautiful racetrack. Looks a bit sloppy at the moment, but I hope we can get it in and run them real good. And all the people up here are super. You know, it's just a real treat to come up here. It's just, you know, all the people are wonderful. And, you know, if it wasn't for the Kelly Kane and his family, you know, I wouldn't be up here, and I'd really like to show my appreciation to them. And my Aussie mate, Steve Melville, he's been tracking around with me all this year and helped me on the car. He's a great help.
It takes a whole lot of people to put a sprint car team together, and you guys have some of the best.
That's right.
Well, you ready to go racing?
I am.
Jamie KBY, welcome and good luck.
Thank you.
The evening, if you've got a favorite, cheer them on. 7 cars for 8 laps. The 93 Dirt Cup is officially underway. And trouble going into turn number 1. John Vangebert up into the wall and upside down. Not the way we wanted to start off this one. John Vangebert with 5th fast time tonight. You know, now this, assuming John is okay, they're really going to have to hustle and do some work, because they've got to try and get him back ready for the main event. Your 5th fastest qualifier. He's out of the car, apparently okay. John Vangebert. Done, race fans, sit back and enjoy heat race number 1 of this, the 22nd annual Jim Raper Memorial Super Dirt Cup. Into 3 and off of turn number 4. Green flag, here we go. And yellow flag is out. We will have another restart. So having our problems getting underway, and this is the first of 4 heat races this evening. Again, a reminder, 40 points to win, 39 for second, 38 for third, etc. And in the main event tonight, 100 points for the winner, 99 for second, 98 for third. All events fully inverted tonight and tomorrow night. That means fast qualifiers at the back of the heats and at the back of the main event. If you can pick our top 3 finishers in the main event tonight, you will take home $150. Once again, I'm Fred Ranner Jr. with Kelly Hart in the tower. Nice to welcome back Kelly for another year here at the Dirt Cup. Regular announcer at Evergreen Speedway down in Monroe, of course, getting ready for their big weekend next weekend. 7 cars. We are down to 5. We've yet to complete a lap. And this is the first of 4 8-lap heat races. Jay Barnes and Phil Sevo now share the front row. It looks like Cole will have to wait on the sidelines. Green flag. Phil Sevo, the 6th car, your leader. Jay Barnes runs second, the 29. Vern Church, the 71. Allen won the 42. And DeCaris, the 88 car. Phil Sebo, your 1992 360 Rookie of the Year at Skagit Speedway, your leader. Still Barnes second at 29, Church of 71, and DeCaris the 88, your fast qualifier ahead of Alan Munn the 42. We are halfway. You can watch the laps go by on the Pepsi scoreboard. 2 down, 2 to go. We're looking at a white flag. Looking real strong. Phil Sebo, white flag, 1 to go. As the rest of the field takes the white flag, Phil Sebo is thinking checkered as he wheels the 6 car off of turn number 4 for the victory. Phil Sebo, your winner, ahead of Jay Barnes, Vern Church, Greg DeCaris, and Alan Munn. So the third time was a charm for Phil Sebo. He leads all 8 laps with his 3.
Lights are out around the raceway. Steve Tupper, Darcy Valiant, row 1. Clint Houston, Kirk Bellers, row 2. Dale Smith, Jamie KBY, row 3. And Chuck Miller in the back. Looking for the green flag. We get it. Here we go. Heat race number 2 underway as Bellers dives underneath Darcy Valiant. No room there. Chuck Miller trying to split the difference back in the pack as he'll get around. Dale Smith. Smith trying to slide. It's Valiant leading lap number 1, 7 to go. Beller having a great run as Miller moving his way from the pack. He started 7th. He's now 4th. Chuck Miller going to try to run these guys down up front, and here comes Jamie KBY. KBY underneath Bellers. He'll take over 2nd. Houston, Tupper, and Smith back in the pack up front. It's Darcy Valiant, and here comes Jamie KBY, the young Australian, moving the car up and underneath Valiant. He'll look to the low side. He's your defending Skagit 360 Open Comp champ. Jamie KBY slides and slams the door on Darcy Valiant. And out of turn number 4, your new leader halfway through, it's Jamie KBY, the 23 car. Valiant slides back to 2nd. Bellers running 3rd. Chuck Miller 4th as he turns the car early, trying to get some traction down in the middle groove. Houston hard into the corner. He gets up into the loose stuff up on top. So Jamie KBY from Adelaide, Australia, showing these U.S. boys how to go quick on the 310s. 6 laps in the book, just a couple more left. We'll see the white flag next time around. Jamie KBY, Darcy Valiant, and here comes Chuck Miller. White flag to your leader, KBY. Miller now. Looking for some room, trying to find a way around Darcy Valiant. Valiant having a great run in the Roger Covert 27, and here comes Miller. Checkered flag out of 4 for KBY, and Chuck Miller in 2nd position. Valiant 3rd. 4th is Bellers, 5th Smith, 6th Houston, and 7th the Tupper. As Chuck Miller, Jamie KBY taking the win, but Miller, what a pass.
Heat race number 3, another 8-lap affair. A good lineup in this one. 6 cars for 8 laps. One more heat race after this one to follow. Green flag. As the freight train goes by Volbrecht on the outside, it's Jason Lund, the rookie driver, car number 8, the leader right now, off of turn number 4. Youngquist, Pilot, runs 3rd. Ronnie Day trying to move up desperately, the 5 car. And the crowd was getting by Volbrecht in the 4. He'd love a yellow flag about now. In the meantime, down the backstretch, Jason Lund out of Kingsburg, California, your race leader. Youngquist, second not out. This season, the 56 car, and Kevin Pilot runs third. Car number 3, followed by Gilbert and Ronnie Day. These heat races going by ever so quickly as your leader, Jason Lund, comes up on the 4-car of Volbrack. We'll see how he handles it going into turn number 1. He gets miles to the inside with just 2 laps to go now. Kevin Pilot on the inside of Youngquist takes advantage of the lap car to go into second with 1 lap to go. Into 3 and out of 4. His first ever Skagit appearance is a winning one. Jason Lund. Kevin Pilot second. John Youngquist third. Butch Gilbert fourth, ahead of Ronnie Day. And how about it for this guy? His first ever visit to here in the Northwest to Skagit Speedway. Jake
Albany, the 92, Fred Brownfield. Fred back after a early season tour with the World of Outlaws, also ran in that Slick 50 series. Made all of the races down there, televised on TNN Motorsports out of Manzanita. Tim Green in the 14 car, and the 44 car of Greg DeCaris. So John Hyatt, Denny Smith, a couple of local guys up front. Shauna Albanese and Fred Brownfield Road 2. Here they come. Green flag. We'll go racing. It's Denny Smith out of Bow, and Brownfield up on the high side doing a little rim riding as he goes up and tests the loose stuff. Look at Green forging his way through there. So your leader, Denny Smith, being chased by Brownfield. Green now settling into third. And here comes Shauna Albanese, and she's duking it out down low with Jim Green. DeCaris Myers back in fifth. As Smith, the veteran out of Bow, running down the lead. John Hyatt just about into the fence. The 50 car having some problems. Well, moving back up front. As Smith getting into the loose stuff, here comes Brownfield, and Tim Green starting to close the gap. Brownfield still way up high. He's up there traveling the high road. He'll dive down low, slams the door on Smith. Smith's going to try to get it back down low. He does. He slams the door right back. Denny Smith running a great race. It's Brownfield right on his rear nose bar. Jimmy Green sitting in the back watching these two veterans duke it out as Brownfield can't get it going. 5 laps in the book. Brownfield putting some serious pressure on Smith, and Green sitting back there watching a great race. Here they come. 6 laps in the book. Denny Smith, Brownfield goes high. We'll watch. Does he rim ride? Not this time around. He'll take it to the low side. It's Denny Smith out of 4. They're coming up on the lap traffic. It's Hyatt in front. Brownfield pulls it down low. Fast Freddy on the go pedal. White flag one more time. Let's watch these two veterans duke it out as they get around traffic. Pulls the ball up high. Brownfield has to get on the binders as Denny Smith from his front row position down the front straightaway. Denny Smith, Freddie Brownfield, Tim Green, Albanese, DeCaris, and Hyatt. What a great heat race as we wrap up the heat race action tonight. And we see a top 4 cars from the B main get an opportunity to move up to the A main event. As we pull the pace car off, our track packer doing the honors tonight. Steve Tupper, Jay Cole, going to lead them out of turn number 4. 20 laps, green flag, here we go. As Jay Barnes and John Boldrack touch tires, Boldrack looks like he may have cut down a right rear as he's having all kinds of problems down the back straightaway. And he comes to a stop. Yellow flag, will have a complete restart. Straightaway. Darcy Valiant creeping up on the outside. Cole, green flag, will have to watch and see if that one stays. Yellow flag, yellow lights are out. As the starters not liking what they saw that time around. Uh-oh. Steve Tupper, Jay Cole, as we try for the third time to get the B main underway. John Hyatt and Darcy Valiant in row 2. Jay Barnes and Denny Smith, row 3. Row 4, Jason Lund and Clint Houston and Phil Sebo in the 6th. Lund ran a couple of 360 races last year and then most of the NARC season this year. As the rookie putting on a great show, winning his heat race earlier tonight. Here we go, green flag, Tupper and Cole. Barnes now way down on the low side trying to get through. And Valiant to the outside of Cole. Darcy Valiant on the outside of Steve Tupper now. Up in the high groove, Valiant, you see Denny Smith hooking up. Houston and Hyatt getting together in turn number 3. Houston having some trouble as Smith getting way up, bicycling over there in turn number 2. So your leaders, Darcy Valiant, running second now, Steve Tupper, Jay Cole, third. Fourth is Barnes, and Barnes diving low, diving high, trying to find his way around Tupper and Cole. Jason Lund trying to follow Barnes on through. But Darcy Valiant, your leader, the 27, way out front. Barnes now going to go up and do a little rim rise around the outside of Tupper. Barnes has to get on the binders. He'll dive down low. Into the turn. Barnes dives the car low. The car washes out. He'll fall back. It's Valiant. Jay Cole having a nice run in second. And Barnes trying to get around a tough Steve Tupper. And he'll do so this time around. 5 cars in the books. We're a quarter of the way through. Cole second, and we've got a spin. As Tupper spins coming out of 4, Sebo smacks him. Looks like he broke a tie rod. Right front tire having some problems.
Good luck tomorrow night and the rest of the weekend. Thanks for stopping by.
All right, thanks, Super Fred.
Kelly, back to you.
Well, Darcy Valiant leading him out at turn number 4 as we've got 5 laps down. Green flag, and here we go. Jay Barnes getting a great jump on the restart. He'll dive underneath Valiant. It's Barnes trying to slide job. He can't get the 29 car to drift up high enough. As Valiant now taking the high road. Barnes going to run low. We got a car getting sideways. That's Jay Cole. Here comes Denny Smith through the pack. Jason Lund has moved up to 3rd in the 8L. So Darcy Valiant, the 27 car, running a nice clean line as Barnes crashes into turn number 4. It's Lund now running 4th. So we got a car upside down. Clint Houston hooks a rut in turn number 3 and gets the 29 car on its head. Red flag out. And as soon as possible, Randy Pratt, Dave Hale down trackside. We'll look for a report from them.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, he's out of the car. He's all right. How about a hand for Clint Houston?
Well, that's great news as Clint Houston taking a wild ride through turn 3, getting up into the crash fence and coming to rest just on the start of turn number 4. We'll expect the green next lap after that. We'll ask him to cross him up behind your leader, Darcy Valiant. So they'll pull the pace truck off the track as everybody slides around him. Darcy Valiant, the 2nd row, Jay Cole and Jay Barnes. Denny Smith, John Hyatt. Jason Lund had gone to the pit area during that red flag, so he'll start at the back. Green flag, here we go. Barnes again trying to slide down low. He just about overcooked it going into 1. He'll settle into the 2nd slot. Fulbrecht able to get back out in the 4 as well. As Smith trying to go down underneath Cole, he can't make it stick. Cole will settle into 3rd. Meanwhile, Barnes trying to get closer. Lund up on the backside of Hyatt as the two of them go side by side. Valiant way up high as Barnes has to get into it coming out of 4. Fulbrecht back to the pit area. So Darcy Valiant, Jake Barnes in the 29. Cole in the 0. Halfway mark is where 10 laps into the 20-lap main. Valiant having a good go as he increases the lead just a little bit. Running third, Denny Smith. Good battle for fourth between Lund, Cole, and Zebo in the six-pack. Hyatt bringing up the rear. Remember, 4 cars transfer to the A. Lund now picking up the final transfer slot. Darcy Valiant, Jake Barnes. Things started to go single file. As they stretch it out a little bit on the track, your top 4 transfer positions all pretty much firmly in hand. 13 laps in the book. Valiant and Barnes. Barnes smoking the tires as he comes off the corner. Lund trying to cleft Smith. As everybody, the track's starting to settle down. Good 2-group raceway. One down low, one right in the middle. Everybody up against the cushion right in the middle of the track. And Lund jumps the cushion. You see when he came back down, he rocked on it and lifted those front tires. Zebo trying to get around Jake Cole. The battle back in the pack. Your leader, Valiant. 16 laps in the book, just a handful left, 4 laps. Zebo trying to put the move on Cole, a great battle for fifth. As Valiant now starting to reel in John Hyatt with the laps running out. Lund trying to get around Denny Smith. Lund right now has an A-main transfer position. 2 laps remain, just 2 in the books. As Valiant continues to lead, he's opened it up quite a bit over Barnes now. White flag to your leader, Darcy Valiant. As Lund now tries to move down underneath, no touch. Smith and Lund ramming each other. And out of turn number 4, checker flag, the B-main win to Darcy Valiant. Barnes will take second, the youngster Lund third, Smith fourth. They'll all transfer to the A-main. Then it's Jay Cole, Phil Zebo. See the right rear, some damage on that. And John Hyatt. Some smoke showing from
20 cars, 25 laps. There they are. Your starters for tonight's feature race. Pays $1,000 to the winner, but more importantly, it pays 100 points to the winner. 99 points for second, 98 for third, and 2 bonus points for every car that takes the checkered flag. Our flagman, Jim Dennis, Scott Berg, say one more time around, and we will go green. Shauna Albanese, Butch Gilbert share the front row. Butch Gilbert, this time last year, won Thursday night's main event. Can he do it again 2 years in a row? He's in an enviable starting position to do so. Shauna Albanese last year at this time was Shauna Wilski, married over the off-season, driving not 1 but 2 cars here on a weekly basis at Skagit Speedway, defending Cassidy Cup champion in both the 360 and 410 classes for their race in September. She's on the front row along with Butch Gilbert. 20 cars ready for 25 laps. The Thursday night feature race is underway. Butch Gilbert, your early leader, the 04. Trouble coming off of turn number 4. We've got cars in every which direction as Fred Brownfield got nudged sideways coming out of turn number 4, and race fans, that could have been a lot worse. Drivers behind taking evasive action. Vern Church, the 71, Brown, the 44, Smith. now they are all in the proper position. We're ready to go racing again, 25 laps. In this race, still to follow. All 20 cars still in contention. Shauna Albanese the 5, Butch Gilbert the 04. Into 3 and out of 4. Green flag. Trouble in turn number 4. We have 2 cars on their sides. Jason Lund, the 8, just tipped over at the very end. He shouldn't have a problem restarting. And it looks like Kurt Feller is the 77, the first car to get sideways coming off of... Well, the cars are all full of fuel. Maybe not completely full, depending on... We'll see if that affects the handling on some of these cars as we get ready to restart this one off of turn number 4, green flag. Your race leader, but the man on the move is Tim Green, the number 14 car. Has moved up to 4th spot. Timmy Green. Trouble in turn 3. Trouble in 3. And we've got more trouble over in turn 3 and 4. The yellow flag is out. Some strange goings on over there. Finally, we get a couple of laps in the books, however. And a car getting sideways to bring out the yellow, and then 2 other cars linking up together. 14 of Tim Green, the 5 of Dave, the 3 of Pilot have moved up incredibly well so far, and we're also keeping our eyes on the 88 of DeCaris. We'll see if that wing can stay intact on the 88 car, and we'll watch Chuck Miller in the 24 to see if he can move up through the field. So lots to watch out there in this one, and a long way to go. 2 laps complete, 23 to go in this 25-lap feature. Butch Gilbert, the leader, he sets the pace. The field, the rest of them double file. That's right, double file for those of you from California. Green flag, here we go. Green has moved into 3rd now. The 14 cars, the man on the move. They're chasing Butch Gilbert, the 04. Down the backstretch, your Thursday night main event winner last year, Butch Gilbert, leading Shauna Albanese and Tim Green. Gilbert the 04, Green the 14. Let's watch Tim Green. He's going to use the high side. Right up behind Butch Gilbert now. Now Green tries the low groove, and Gilbert moves upstairs. Gilbert says no. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3. This time Gilbert goes back down low. Timmy Green upstairs takes the lead. Tim Green, your new leader, using the high groove to get around Butch Gilbert. He'll be coming up on the slower cars any time now. Tim Green, car number 14. Chuck Miller having a tough time out there. Trying to move up the 24 cars. Your leader now in heavy traffic trouble at turn number 4. We will go yellow. Yellow flag, Chuck Miller and Denny Smith getting together. About general admission tickets, again, we remind you to sit in any of the non-numbered seats. Some of you with general admission have been able to sneak up into some of the numbered seats tonight. Probably will be more and more difficult tomorrow night and almost impossible on Saturday. So again, we remind you, the next couple of nights, please make sure you're sitting in the proper seat. Those of you with reserve tickets, general admission again, sit in the non-numbered seats or over in the grass area. Happy to have you all with us. Hope you're enjoying this night number one. Any Tim Green fans out there tonight? He's the leader with 8 laps down. He sets the pace. He can get on it at any time. Here we go. Green, Gilbert, Albanese. Second, Kevin Pilot now runs third, the 3 car. Ahead of Dale Smith and Ronnie Day. Your top 5. It's all Tim Green. The orange 14 car coming off of turn number 4. Trouble in 4. Youngquist sideways, and he's met head on by Albanese in the number 5. In the 3 car, Ronnie Day the 5, first time we've ever seen him here in that car, and the 39 Oregon's Dale Smith. Green flag is out, we are back underway. 3 wide down the front straightaway, going into turn number 1. Oh my! Down the back straightaway, Tim Green, Pilot, Gilbert. Comes your leader out of turn number 4. Jimmy Green with Kevin Pilot now running second with 10 laps to go. The battle for third, Gilbert, Smith, Ronnie Day. Darcy Valiant takes the car to the pits. Turn number 1 with Kevin Pilot still in pursuit. Pilot not wanting to let Green run away. Yellow flag is out. A car has lost a tire and a wheel down the back stretch. Sing again. Tough break for Brownfield. Past years has driven the 14 car here. Butch Gilbert, the 04. Greg Brown out of Springfield, Oregon, the 44 runs 4th. Ronnie Day runs 5th, the 5 car. Your fast qualifier, Greg DeCaris in the number 6 spot, car 88. Again, you see the wing on the 88 car, the right front portion on the right side of the wing. 88 DeCaris, your fast time qualifier tonight. Hoping that wing will stay intact for another 7 laps. Green flag. Greg DeCaris has just moved up into the number 3 spot, gaining 3 positions on the restart. Greg DeCaris, the 88, runs third. Spin in turn 4, and we've got another yellow. And trouble on the backstretch. And we've got a red flag. The back straightaway is blocked. Trouble under yellow. Cars getting together on the backstretch, causing a chain reaction. One more time around, we go green. California up front, Oregon running second, the 44. California in third, and California in 4th and 5th spots. So California dominating right now, 4 out of the top 5 positions, with the exception of the 44 car, Springfield, Oregon's Greg Brown. 7 laps to go. Tim Green, the leader. Into turn number 3 and out of turn number 4. Green flag, we are back underway. Ronnie Day slips the 5 car into the runner-up spot. Greg Brown third. Down, 5 to go. Kevin Pilot moving up well in the 3 car with 4 laps to go. Tim Green coming out of turn number 4. 22 complete, 3 laps remain. Ronnie Day continues to run second in the 5 car. Greg Brown third, the 44. DeCaris and Lund. Kevin Pilot has made it back up to 7 in the number 3 car. 2 laps to go. Timmy Green into lap traffic. He'll look at a white flag the next time around. Tim Green off of turn number 4. White flag. 1 lap to go for Tim Green, the 2-time Dirt Cup champion now. Into 2 and down the backstretch. Timmy Green off of turn number 4 will win tonight's main event, scooting through the lap cars. Ronnie Day second with a spinning Denny Smith. Third to Greg Brown. 4th to DeCaris. 5th will go to Lund. 6th to Lund. Pilot will finish.
In the winner's circle, well, tonight's main event winner, Tim Green. Tim, a nice ride out there, and I suppose you feel that this would be a good spot to be in 2 nights from now.
Oh, I'd like to be, Chet. You know, this is one of the biggest races in the Western United States, like we talked about earlier, you know, and I think it's every sprint car driver's dream on the West Coast to win this race because it pays, 1, it pays good money, and 2, it's a pretty prestigious deal. I would say probably the most prestigious deal on the West Coast, barring the outlaw shows that come out here in the fall, you know, and I would definitely like to win it. It'd be very important to me. You
mentioned this track is different, and it hasn't been this way since 1983.
Yeah, it's the last time I remember, you know, having a ledge like this on it. The first time I came here was in 1983 when I was driving for Richard and Ronnie Lovell in a Coors Light car, and they had a 15-pound right rear air pressure rule at that time. And I used to build a big curb in the corners, you know, and then they got rid of the air pressure deal, and it seemed to make the tracks a little bit better, and they started preparing them a little bit different. And it kind of went away. It still kind of gets a curb, but not near like the one I've seen tonight. And I mean, they did a really good job keeping it broke down and stuff, and it made it better for racing, better racing for the feature, you know. But it's definitely a different deal, you know. And most of the guys I've talked to said they put some new dirt on it, and it doesn't look like the dirt's actually mixed in real well yet. So hopefully by Saturday it'll be an interesting deal, because I'm sure it's gonna be all together different again. So hopefully we'll make the right choice then.
Yeah, you're one of the very few cars running on the high side tonight.
Well, there was so much racetrack up there, you know. I mean,
Yeah.
the groove was the curb was basically halfway up the racetrack, and there was like probably 15, 20 feet of racetrack that no one was even running. But you had to be careful getting up there. You couldn't run in there real hard and real sideways. You had to kind of have a tippy toe in there. And I loosened my car up a little bit to run up there, and I just kind of made a couple of good moves. And I kept packing it down on the yellows, hoping that would help, because no one else seemed to be doing it, because I was the only one up there. So maybe, I don't know, if I showed them something for tomorrow, it all depends upon the racetrack. But the car worked real well. I mean, my crew did an outstanding job like they've done all year, you know. And you know, my hat's off to them. They keep plugging away, and I keep, you know, running the car as hard as I can, and we seem to be getting better and better. We started off a little slow this year, but hopefully we're coming on strong now.
Right. Jimmy Still's getting some secrets from you, huh?
Yeah, you know, he's kind of sneaky that way sometimes. But and we work really good together. You know, me and Jimmy have been friends and all of that. We're brother-in-laws, but we've been, you know, good competitors and good friends for a long time. And we kind of, you know, little tidbits of information just to kind of help each other out, you know, because, there's a lot of that. I mean, you can get that from not only from Jimmy, but a lot of different competitors up and down the pits here. You know, everybody tries to help everybody, and it's a real close-knit group. I mean, we're the first competition, but it's still a close-knit group, and that's what makes the sprint car racing like it is. It's really good.
Tim, always great talking with you. Maybe we'll be seeing you Saturday night.
I hope so, Chet.
All right.
Thank you.
Tim Grin winning tonight's main event at the Skagit Speedway.